My name is Renee, and being a single black mother in a rich, mostly white neighborhood was already its own kind of daily adventure. I lived quietly, minded my business, worked my shifts at the hospital, paid my bills on time, and avoided drama like it was an airborne disease. But the drama found me anyway, specifically in the form of two entitled demons disguised as kids. Brandon, 16, and his sister Melissa, 14. Their father, Chief Inspector Harold Stevens, practically ran the town, and they wielded his badge like a toy lightsaber. They hated me. Not disliked. Hated. Why? Because I had done the unthinkable, told the truth. Months earlier, they had bullied our disabled neighbor's son, sweet little Jonah with mild cerebral palsy. They recorded themselves mocking him, imitating his speech, pushing him around, and laughing like they had front row seats to a comedy show. I saw the video because they were dumb enough to post it on a burner account. I walked right to their father and said, "Sir, your kids are tormenting Jonah. There's a video. You need to handle it before someone gets hurt." From that day on, those kids looked at me the way vampires look at garlic. And what they did next? Boo! Those kids made my life feel like a never-ending TikTok prank challenge. It started small. One morning I walked outside and almost stepped into something squishy. Oh, hell no. Dog poop. Not from their dog, because their designer Maltese Sparkle had stomach issues and pooped tiny little pellets. This was Great Dane energy. The kids had actually imported poop from somewhere. It was impressive and disturbing. Then came the fake noise complaints. Every 2 or 3 nights, police would bang at my door.
Ma'am, we received a report of screaming and loud music.
Officer, I live alone with my child who is asleep by 9. What screaming? They'd glance in, confused, then leave. The first 2 visits were polite. By the 6th visit, everyone involved hated their jobs. Then came the false theft accusations. One afternoon, I was watering my plants when a patrol car rolled up.
Miss Renee, a report was filed that you stole a package from your own porch.
From my own porch.
The caller insisted you took it with suspicious enthusiasm.
I just stared at him. Suspicious enthusiasm. Really? But the grand prize was the time they called in a suspicious armed person report because I was holding a stapler while fixing a loose board on my deck. SWAT showed up for a stapler. Everything finally snapped the day I came home from a long hospital shift and found my front door slightly open. My stomach dropped. The living room looked like a robbery scene. Drawers dumped, TV smashed, sofa slashed, framed photos shattered on the floor. Jewelry box opened and emptied my grandmother's necklace. Gone. My child's tablet. Stolen. Then I saw spray paint on the wall. Snitch. Oh, they had jokes. I reported it immediately. Officers responded, took notes, walked around. But then they saw something on the security camera across the street. A glimpse of 2 familiar silhouettes entering my home wearing hoodies. Before I could say a word, another patrol car arrived. Their father stepped out. Chief Inspector Harold Stevens. His uniform was crisp, his jaw was tight, his eyes were cold.
Officers, that footage is inconclusive.
It clearly shows...
It shows nothing admissible.
He turned to me like I was a mosquito whining in his ear.
My children were home all evening.
They destroyed my house.
You have no proof.
The officers looked helpless. Stevens dismissed them with a hand wave like he was brushing crumbs off his coat. Case closed. Investigation shut down within hours. I stood there in the ruins of my living room, shaking with anger. My throat burned, my chest tight, tears fighting to escape, but rage held them hostage. And that's when someone spoke beside me.
You want justice or revenge?
I turned. It was Mr. Amos Langston, my elderly neighbor. A retired detective with a cane, a gray beard, and a sharpness in his eyes that told me he missed the job more than he admitted. What's the difference? He smiled, a dangerous smile.
Justice is what the law gives. Revenge is what we give when the law refuses.
And that was the beginning of the most unexpected partnership of my life. Mr. Langston had a way of moving that didn't match his age. Slow when he wanted to seem harmless, shockingly fast when he was plotting. His home was dusty but organized old case files stacked like a library. Cameras, scanners, hardware that belonged in a spy movie. He sat me down.
First rule, we don't break the law.
But we make their lives hell?
Precisely.
Our plan had two goals. Expose the kids without giving their father legal ammunition. Make them terrified to target anyone again. We didn't start with fireworks. We started subtle. First, the driveway. The kids loved their scooters. They were their pride and joy, shiny, electric, and obnoxiously fast. Mr. Langston wore a mask, evaded all sensors, and destroyed their scooters at night. But Langston wanted a masterpiece. We escalated. We staged a bougie moving sale for the Stevens household. Fake signs, tables of random furniture, overpriced but clearly stolen items, as if the entire Stevens estate was moving overnight. Neighbors arrived with cash in hand, taking pictures.
We're not moving.
Who even posts this stuff online?
Next, GPS chaos. Langston submitted their address to all map services as the Stevens Family Museum, open randomly. Tourists arrived at all hours, snapping photos, leaving reviews. People expected art, got two screaming teenagers chasing drones out of their yard. Then came the food. Hundreds of deliveries showed up daily. Vegan cupcakes, expired energy drinks, kale smoothies, diet brochures, even a frozen tofu sampler. Stevens tried to stop it, but the kids got blamed for each new delivery. Brandon cried over a kale smoothie. Melissa called it a ninja ambush of death food. Langston orchestrated a fake tutor visit. A strict elderly lady knocked at their door.
Melissa, I'm here for your 8-hour math boot camp.
Melissa ran to hide. Brandon tried negotiating. The tutor refused to leave. They screamed. Absolute chaos. And then they called their dad on phone before the fake tutor escaped. Then came the forced neighborhood cleanup. Anonymous community orders made them rake leaves, collect trash, scrub graffiti, and tidy yards. Neighbors watched with smirks. The kids screamed at each other, their father fuming helplessly as half the street photographed everything. Finally, it was time for the pièce de résistance. I hid a small recorder in the living room and let them brag. They were careless. Melissa mocked neighbors, Brandon laughed over petty thefts and pranks, and together they described every horrid thing they had done to me, Jonah, and others. I captured it all. Clear as day, every lie, every cruel act, every boast. Langston and I uploaded it to a private site first, then shared clips publicly. Within hours, the world saw the vandalism, the fake police calls, the break-ins, the pranks, the mocking of Jonah. Their father, who had been campaigning for a prestigious police position, faced instant outrage. Town hall meetings erupted. Media outlets ran headlines. Police candidates' children caught in rampant bullying scandal. Stevens almost lost his job overnight. His proud campaign crumbled. He stormed to my door, red-faced, fists clenched.
You think embarrassing my family is funny?
Hilarious, actually.
You orchestrated a smear campaign.
Your children incriminated themselves. Langston stepped out from the shadows, cane tapping rhythmically.
Officer Stevens, half the town saw it. Do you really want to argue with a retired detective?
The kids? They went nuclear. Trash dumped in my yard for days. Glitter and prank food smeared across their own house. GPS tourists gawking, each disaster amplified by the recorder proof online. And then, silence. A timid knock on my door. Brandon. Alone. Hoodie pulled low, hands shaking.
Miss Renee, can I talk?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Dad's losing everything because of us. Melissa cries every night. I didn't want it to go this far. I didn't want you telling on us again.
I studied him. Shame weighed him down like a backpack full of bricks. You traumatized a disabled boy. Destroyed my home. Let your father cover for you. Fixing it means changing, not pretending.
I will.
He did. Weeks later, Brandon helped repair my fence, collected trash, and walked Jonah home. He even picked up a part-time job. Melissa followed, slowly, helping rake leaves, apologize to neighbors, and stop her pranks. Stevens tried rebuilding his reputation, but the town had already decided, integrity is more than a slogan. He stepped down from his campaign. Finally, I sat with Langston on my porch, watching the kids volunteer at Jonah's school and clean yards. We didn't just get revenge, we changed them.
Revenge that reforms is the rarest kind.
I smiled. Peace had returned. The Stevens kids became tolerable. maybe even good. And all it took was sprinklers, GPS maps, prank food, fake tutors, community cleanups, and a little truth recorded.